What exactly is labeling, and how do you label your feelings?
Labels focus on the things around the words, which is principally the emotions, body language, tone of voice. You sound angry is a label that focuses on tone of voice or a dynamic. Seems like you're trying to go somewhere here. Seems like there's a lot of pressure on you. If somebody's really angry, instead of saying you seem angry, I could say it seems like there's a lot of pressure on you. That's a label of a dynamic. A label is simply a verbal observation of an emotion, an affect, which is body language, or a dynamic. It starts with it seems like, it looks like, it sounds like, or it feels like. If you get most of your information through your eyes, through your vision, roughly about 60% of humanity is principally getting information first from their vision. So you're going to naturally say, you look angry. About 30% get it first from their hearing. I happen to be a hearing person. It's called auditory. So I'm more likely to say, you sound angry. About 10% of the population are what's called kinesthetic, which is taste, touch, smell, feel overall. They're going to say, it feels like you're angry. Whichever one you are primarily, it doesn't matter. Because empathy is about what the other side sees. So you may not want me to be tentative. The hotel clerk who's getting screamed at by the hotel guest because there's a leak in their room. If the hotel clerk says, you sound angry, the guest doesn't want you to be tentative. They want you to know. So the best label is there is, I know you're angry. That's far more specific because the guess is going to be, I only sound angry? You're not sure whether or not I'm angry? It's not clear that I'm angry? Clearly I'm angry. So the appropriate label, when the other side expects you to know, is not to say it seems like you're angry or it sounds like you're angry. They want you to know that you are angry. That's the biggest struggle because there's this myth in hostage negotiation circles that you can't use these skills at home. When I was first learning to be a hostage negotiator, and I was good at it, and we were talking about a portion of our relationship that was central to all our problems, which was finances. She spent more than I thought she should. I saw her as being a lavish spender. She saw me as being controlling. Two different, my story versus her story, right? What I said about earlier about Bob Evans. And so I said to her, you sound angry. And she thought, I only sound angry? I am angry. She started screaming at me. And I'm like, wait, stop. You know, this works with hostage takers. Why doesn't it work with you? Well, her perspective, rightly so, is that I shouldn't be tentative. Depending upon their expectations of you and the circumstances, which again is a definition of empathy. What's their side? And you establish a feeling of respect when you can articulate their perspective. Now, a lot of people have trouble articulating their side because they don't think it's accurate or they don't think it's fair. But that's where the influence really blossoms. As, you know, we got a phrase here in the United States, a straight shooter. A straight shooter tells the truth. No matter how difficult it is, that's how we see straight shooters. They're honest with us in an emotionally intelligent way. Applying the same idea, there was a woman I was talking to probably about 3 years ago. She's the CEO of a coffee company. And she's got two top-level executives that are fighting with each other. She values both of them, and she's worried about losing them both. She brings them in the other side into a room, and she says, all right, so you have to say to him all the negatives he has about you. And when he says that's right, then you can tell him all the negatives you have about him. But you have to articulate the other side's negative point of view first. Then you can make whatever case you want. She salvaged a relationship with both executives. They felt heard, respected, understood. They saw each other in a completely different light, and they went from being enemies to being collaborators by simply being heard out.
If this clip gave you value, please subscribe to this channel so that we can keep bringing you game-changing business insights.